Namaste, Shri Matre Namaha. Welcome to the Kalvahana Shakti Activation Ritual. I'm so honored and happy to be here with all of you goddesses, along with special thanks to Jenny. And I'm very happy that she is doing this event for all of you, where you are being groomed and you're being invoked as the goddesses uh, in the platform of her school, where she is wanting to offer a lot of pure Tantra teachings from the Eastern Indian traditions and helping these sacred and very deep Shakti rituals, very deep Shakti honorings to all of you in the Western world. So it takes a lot of guts, courage, willpower, strength, and purity to do the work of Shakti. It's not something that one can just do by mere willing. One has to hold the anchor, and for that one has to be the empty vessel. Only then Shakti can actually pour into us. So emptiness or Shiva or the Shunya is the prerequisite of honoring Shakti. And we're going to be doing this amazing process here, which is a very deep and advanced practice for Sri Vidya Upasaks. Sri Vidya is a lineage of the worship of Lalita Tripura Sundari. This is a complete set of teachings of Tantra, Mantra, and Yantra. And Lalita Tripura Sundari is the preceding goddess of the Shri Yantra. I hope that most of you are familiar with the sacred geometry of the Shri Yantra and how the cosmic design actually has or is a portal to the beyond. So everything that is known to us in this material matrix or in the parallel universes beyond us is basically encoded in the sacred geometry of the Shri Yantra. And through the worship of the Yantra or by invoking Lalita Tripura Sundari goddess, we would be able to decode this, or we would have the key or the cosmic key to unlocking many secrets to spaces. We can travel to spaces which are not in this dimension, as well as remaining rooted in our realities. We can do the best in whichever positions in life we are placed into. So that is the beauty of Sri Vidya, that it enables you to have the participation and complete exploration of your inner potential, as well as also gives you the last lifetime opportunity to envisage, to relish, to to further yourself into, to propel yourself into those realms which will always remain uncaptured by the mundane minds. So anybody who works with Sri Vidya is not is not like anyone, just around, but somebody who's very graced, because even the mention of Lalita Tripura Sundari and being able to invoke her, being able to worship her, being able to revere her is a great honor of a lifetime. So mostly all the rituals in Sri Vidya that are practiced have a very dual nature, in that aspect that there is always a deity or an idol or a yantra or a devi that is invoked or worshipped outside us. So there are always two entities there. One is the goddess and one is you as a devotee. So this is how most of the Sri Vidya practices are conducted. But today we will be dwelling into a very advanced practice where this duality of us worshipping a goddess outside us will be dissolved, and we will come into a state of non-dual consciousness where we can experience the goddess, not outside, but inside our own bodies. So this is quite an advanced practice in terms of its Advaita consciousness or the non-duality consciousness. And why should we actually rely on anything outside us for giving us any kind of self-realization? We always have to look within. So ultimately, it is about the inner journey, and ultimately, it's about the discovery of the goddess inside us. So I hope that you will enjoy this experience where we will go into this Kalvahana process. And here, I will be doing a two-step. This session is broken into two parts. In one part, I will be taking you down a theoretical understanding or a glimpse of what this process is about and what are its benefits and how can you receive it, how can you learn it. That's one part of the process. And the second part would be a 40-minute step-by-step demonstration through a video where you will just look at the video and follow the steps and do the process to yourself. So it's very self-empowering. It's very beautiful. And in case any time that any of you are able to visit me in India, then a physical Kalvahana process can be conducted, which is very, very like a self-pampering thing, you know, like where the recipient is actually worshipped as Devi herself. And I would be doing the proper abhishekam and the ritualistic bathing and, you know, anointings and with different herbs, with different perfumes, like the Shringara of Devi. Shringara is the art of, you know, like, what can I say, honoring the feminine beauty, the fragrances within. So in a physical Kalvahana, the recipient actually receives a complete ritualistic bathing and anointing with jewelry, with abhushan and, you know, many other things. So it's a very pious and aesthetic process. And also, not only just for those few moments is the bliss, but it actually changes, or it actually has the capacity to do a DNA remodeling for you. And I will show you in that in the theory session how this happens. Okay. So I'm just sharing screen with you. We will be starting with a few verses of the Durga Suktam and progress on further. Is my screen visible, Jenny?
Yes.
पश्यदति दुर्गाणि विश्वानावेव सिन्धुं दुरिताद्यग्निः तामग्निवर्णां तपसा ज्वलन्तीं भैरोचनीं कर्मफलेषु जुष्टाम् दुर्गां देवीगुं शरणमहं प्रपद्ये सुतरसि तरसे नमः अग्ने त्वं पारयानव्यो अस्मान् स्वस्तिभिरति दुर्गाणि विश्वाः पूष्य पृथ्वी बहुला न उर्वी भवातोकायतनयाय शम्योः विश्वानि नो दुर्गः जातवेदः सिन्धुन्न नावादुरितातिवर्षि अग्ने अत्रिवन्मनसा गृणानोऽस्माकं बोध्यपिता तनूनाः पृतनाजितगुं सहमानमुग्रमग्निगुं भुवेम परमात् सदस्तात् स नः पश्यदति दुर्गाणि विश्वाक्षामद्देवो अतिदुरिताद्यग्निः रत्नोषिकमेढ्यो अध्वरेषु सना च होतानव्यश्च सत्सि स्वाञ्चाग्ने तनुवं विप्रय स्वास्मभ्यं च सौभगमाय जस्व गोभिर्जुष्टमयुजो निषिक्तं तवेन्द्र विष्णोरनुसञ्चरेम नाथस्य पृष्ठमभिसंवसानो वैष्णवीं लोकहिममानयन्ताम् ॐ कात्यायनाय विद्महे कन्याकुमारी धीमहि तन्नो दुर्गे प्रचोदयात् ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः
Okay. I also wanted to show you glimpses and darshans of my sacred altar where I have the Kamakhya Peetham and Lalita Tripura Sundari. I don't know if this view is good for you, but that is the goddess Lalita Tripura Sundari. And this is my Kamakhya Peetham, which I've decorated. It's a mud-shaped yoni made from mud, and like I've consecrated it with the chants, Kamakhya chants, and I do all the pujas here. So on 26th, I will be doing a special Ambubachi puja here for all the prayer requests that are sent to me. And if any of you are wishing or wanting that, then you can contact Jenny for the same. Okay, so I'm going to be sharing screen again and we will start the... Do you see the screen, Jenny?
Not yet. Yes.
Okay, okay. So this beautiful picture is from Kamakhya, where I actually encountered the largest Sri Yantra in my life. So there is a museum there inside the premises of the temple, which is less frequently visited because it's actually on the backside and not many people are wanting to just go there, or they're not even aware that there is a museum there. So I was just happy to find that there is this beautiful place, and I found this Sri Yantra so amazingly pulsatile and lively there. So let us speak about Kalvahana. So this is my Sri Vidya Guru. His name is Guru AMRITANADA Saraswati. And I just want to share a little bit about him and about how this process comes through him. So Guruji was basically a nuclear scientist, and till a very ripe age of around 50s, he was a man of a disposition, of a scientific disposition, because he was a scientist and there was nothing to do with Sri Vidya or the goddess till that ripe an age, until suddenly he actually has this vision of, and he hears the anklets of Devi, and Devi is asking him to build a temple. And out of the blue, he says that, why me? Because I have nothing to do with all this. I'm basically a guy who experiments. So he tried to ignore that point and continue with his life, but Devi was insistent because he had been chosen, and repeated proddings were coming to him through visions of Kamakhya goddess, and the goddess was very enchanting, very enticing to him. And she asked him to actually go and do some digging work at a certain place. And he did that. And on doing the digging, he actually revealed a very ancient Sri Yantra below the ground. He excavated it. And he exactly was told that this is the place you need to build the temple for me. So this is his journey of how he transforms from a nuclear scientist to a Sri Vidya Guru. And over a period of many years, he develops the world's most unique temple, which is in India. And it is in the shape of a Sri Yantra. And all the different layers of the temple, there are Devis arranged as per the Devis arranged in the 43 triangles of the Sri Yantra. So his his beauty is basically, see, there are so many gurus, there are so many masters, but each master comes to this plane with a very unique signature style. So with Guruji, I found that his compassion and his simplicity, see, even if you see his face, it's like a child. So he always retained the innocence, and he always never kept any qualification criteria for people to connect with Devi. So he always said that everybody has got the Shakti within them. And he wanted to bring that out, that revelation for you, not through, biasing it that, only certain people are qualified to be doing Sri Vidya practices. So he always said that Devi's play, Devi's Leela. So the more you're playful, the more you are innocent, the more you are your pure self, then she will just be present with you. You don't need to do a certain set of, you know, qualifying criteria to experience Devi. So in the Sri Vidya tradition, there are many teachers and there is a strict lineage system that is followed. There is a strict discipline around which there is a hierarchy in which the learning happens. The sadhana needs to be conducted in certain quantum chantings of mantras, and then you go on to the next level and like that. But with Guruji, I've always found, I've not met him in person, but I have been to Devipuram, where the temple is, couple of times, and experienced the Kalvahana process on my own self. And every time that I've gone there and been there, it's been life transforming. So I find that the way that a master brings the sacred teachings in a very simplistic package, in a very humble offering, is what makes him unique. It's not about a power position that, I am the one and rest no one is. So I found that simplicity of connection, that innocence, and that ability to share the teachings in respect of also also of how the urban minds, or how we need to practice this in our lifetime, because we are not really like, for example, I'm a doctor, I'm also practicing as a medicine person, and I have a life in an urban city. So a typical Shri Yantra Puja or a Nav Avaharana Shri Yantra Puja could take anything as far as 6 to 8 hours to conduct, because it is a lavish celebration with many kinds of offerings and mantra ucharanas and many more traditions. So keeping that in mind, he always said that how would people be able to do such elaborate processes while they are in urban lives? Therefore, he came up with this Kalvahana process, which is basically gives you the benefits of a 6 hour Sri Yantra process. And mostly, basically, it helps you to experience Devi inside you. So you don't need any offering, any equipment, any idol, any yantra outside you. So this was his vision, that how can people connect to Devi inside themselves. So Kalvahana is basically a set of mantras and invocations that Guruji compiled from the scriptural sources, and these set of chantings for 30 to 40 minutes, along with a lot of touching and loving yourself during the process, can help you as a daily practice. It's very easy to do a 30-40 minute process rather than a 6 hour complete Sri Yantra Puja. So that's the idea of Kalvahana. Also, the process itself is very empowering and fills you with physical vitality and internal bliss. So here is a list of who are the people who should work with Kalvahana. So basically, anybody is qualified to do Kalvahana, but these are the set of people who would really benefit, because they're really aligned to that. So if you are a lover of Shakti and You want to experience her as a living pulsatile presence inside you, and not just, get trapped in the ritual practice of Sri Vidya, then this is the practice for you. For students, very good, because definitely with all your the ability of enhancing memory, concentration, and performance is very good for students. Basically, anybody who wants to elevate themselves spiritually and wants to connect with Shakti, experience deeper levels of inner silence, freedom, and definitely very good for marital couples, or for for couple intimacy, because if you want on certain special occasions, you can do it to your partner, and that's the best way to honor. In today's times, we feel that, we would honor Shakti by probably visiting a temple or doing a certain practice like that, but we forget to honor the woman in our life, who is basically the cornerstone of. I'm speaking this for men, basically, that they are wanting to go and do things outside, but what about worshipping the Shakti in their own homes? What about giving proper acceptance, love, and honoring your partners as Shakti herself? So for this kind of scenarios, it's great if your partner can do this process onto you, and you can also reciprocate at any other point or any other different timing. So it really, it's very erotic a process. It's very, because there's a lot of touching and there's a lot of respect and honor that you actually worship the goddess inside a human body. So it's quite a living experience rather than just doing a mere ritual. Okay. So, and other thing is that in the matrix, we need to be working with techniques that make us impactful, that make us purposeful. So whatever areas that you may be having your life in, but you need to be a person who is well regarded, who is well respected, and who is heard. And for that, you need to have that living energy inside you, that ability to make an impact wherever you go. So that will come inside you when you do regular practice of Kalvahana, and your presence itself will become sanctified, and wherever you go and whoever you touch and whatever you do will be auspicious. There is no doubt to that. Okay. So coming to the benefits of Kalvahana, definitely, as I told you, it is equivalent to doing a complete Sri Yantra Puja. Now, worshipping the Sri Yantra is not something that is just a mere ritual, because when you do continuous tapas and you continue to do your disciplined sadhana to Lalita Tripura Sundari, she ensures that the Shiva and Shakti within you come into the full bloom and come into that complete experience. The complete experience of your life will begin to unfold very, very preciously, very beautifully, very aesthetically. So your life will become less friction and more flow. And that is what is exactly what we want from our spiritual process. We don't want to be trapped in a certain discipline and not lead to anything. What is the aim of any spiritual practice? More bliss, more joy, more flow. So if you're looking for this kind of understanding, or like this kind of an aim of your practice, then Kalvahana will give you all those opportunities. Material abundance and good health are really now becoming very, very important cornerstones of our lives, where we need to have the money as well to live out the desires, to complete ourselves, to feel fulfilled. And therefore, it just cannot be denied, and it just cannot be pushed under the carpet that, no, this is something that I'm off from because I'm spiritual. So what? You need to be here, and you are here. You are here in the three-dimensional realm. So why not make the most of it? So Devi Upasanas are very ambient to a lot of saubhagyam. That is the word. Saubhagyam is the fullness of your life. So you will have a full life experience, like a panoramic view of, it won't be just, it won't be just like a rich spiritual life, but the life of a pauper. No, she wants you to experience everything full on. And for that, you need material abundance. You need to be affluent. You need to be powerful. You need to have good health, because without that, anything and everything will just fall apart. You cannot do any sadhana or focus on anything if your instrument is not aligned. So personally, I work a lot with Himalayan Kriya Yoga, as well as a blend of Sri Vidya. So, so the idea is to blend the external and the internal and create a balanced space of pure bliss and flow. So the instrument is what is carrying you in this lifetime. So you can't just be a couch potato and think that I will do the ritual and that's it, I'm done and dusted. Because you need to have the instrument ready in which the Kundalini has to rise. How will it rise if there is a deformed pathway? You need it to be calibrated, right? So I think Jenny is also taking you through some sessions of Kriya Yoga during this training, and I'm sure that you would be able to find yourself to be more ready for these kind of Shakti activations. Until you have a calibrated spine, the Kundalini it's not going to rise. It will have its blockages, and you have to purify your vessel before you actually are the ready recipient of the light. Okay, some more extended benefits that I'm speaking of here is during the process, automatically, because we work with the activation of chakras through mantras in this process, there is bound to be a uprising Kundalini. And as I said, this is not just a process for pleasure or a one-time thing that you just experience and you want to go into some kind of a trance and that's the end of it. No, it is basically a pathway for restructuring and remodeling the DNA matrix inside you, so that there is lifetimes of conditionings that are actually coded in our cellular memories, in our intellectual memories, in our body memory. So we need to actually let go and become more empty, so that we are able to flow with, we are more sattvic and we are more ready to receive the light. So this process is not just for some kind of entertainment, but for really the deeper sadhak who wants to transform his life at the DNA coding level. There's a lot of talk about chakras in the Western world, and many healers do speak about the concepts of chakra, but the deeper understanding of chakra activations with bijaksharas, which I will come to you about, is a part of this process. So each chakra itself has got many petals. So if we were to have a complete understanding of activating each petal of each chakra, just imagine what a deep science this is. So here in Kalvahana, we actually do the activation of 51 petals of the 6 chakras through bija aksharas. So bija aksharas are phonetic sounds which have been downloaded from the cosmic realms, and coincidentally or by alchemy, it so happens that we have 6 chakras, and the total number of petals in the 6 chakras equals to 51. And Sanskrit, being the ancient language of the world, I'd say that, has got 51 consonants inside it. So we will be using each of these letters to activate each of the petals. Okay. So basically, if our chakras are balanced, they are aligned, and we are in flow, then everything in our life that we want to achieve, we want to reach out, we want to cultivate can happen, but we need to work on our chakras. We need to cleanse them. We need to prime them. We need to balance them. So Kalabhana helps in all these chakra balancing and healing. Now, speaking of aura cleaning, aura cleansing, so I see that there is a lot of hoopla in the Western world, even in India also, about many techniques to do to have a clean aura. But it's not as easy as that. The sattvikta or the purity of your presence is what basically determines your auric frequency. So if you've not done the inner work and primarily want to just dust off the shells and appear to be happy and, shining, it doesn't happen. It's a lot of inner work. So when you do that work on yourself, your aura, you don't need to do any aura cleansing from outside. You are who you are, and that just shines through. So when you work with Kalabhana, you will have a wider reach, a cleaner, and a more impactful presence anyways. So you won't need to do any kind of, temporary brushing off on the surface thing. Okay. Deeper levels of samadhi or silence. This silence comes in our journey when there is a satiety. I always say that silence can never come without being satiated. Most people want to arrive at silence in their meditations, in their consciousness, but they're still struggling with, vasanas or desires. So until those are actually tranquiled or quietened, there is no possibility of having a silent mind. That is one thing. And second, I feel that if your bodily instrument is having any kind of pain or a disease or a discomfort, then your attention and awareness is always going into those parts and not allowing you for deeper silence. That is exactly why you need to work with your instrument as much as you need to work with any kind of spiritual practice. You just can't think that I will do some blah, 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 and I'll be done. Because there will be some pain in your head, or there will be something that's happening in your tooth. And then you'll be like, oh my God, how do I focus on meditation? How do I go into silence? You cannot. So satiety and working with your bodily instrument, these are mandatory things for deeper levels of silence. Kalavahana will bring that connection to the Shiva inside you, which is the Shunyata, which is the void. And until one is connected to the void, one cannot experience Shakti, because Shakti and Shiva are like the polarities. You can't just be a dynamic momentum. You will have a burnout. So Shakti is not just a dynamic momentum of activities or what you do or who you become. It's not a dancing. But Shakti can only dance if you have the substratum of the silence of Shiva inside you. So Kalavahana is that kind of a process which will balance these polarities inside you. Obviously, a lot of peace, a lot of satisfaction, satiety, bliss, physical vitality, emotional healing, because when we work with our chakras and we are activating and we are using mantra invocations, then we can have a lot of clutter and chaos come up in our consciousness of events, of sadness, of emotional processing that needs to happen. And through this process, you will be able to basically do the dusting and the let go, so that there is more cleaner space for you to move forward in your life. Because until there is so much of baggage, there is no possibility of moving forward. So there's so much of emotional trauma, there's so much of expectation issues, there's so much of thought pattern which needs to be released before actually becoming or envisioning to become the Shakti herself. More purer vessel is needed. Now, coming to this part of sexual satisfaction, embodied sexuality in couple bonding. So I feel that those who have explored and lived out their sexual power are basically people whose minds become quiet. And therefore, when you're satiated, when you're silent, then the mind becomes unipointed towards its internal quest. It's able to focus on that. So Kalvahana is a very aphrodisiac process, I would say that. So because Devi is all celebratory, she wants you to be sensual. She is heavily sensual. So you got to be sensual. That's your woman power. That's who you are. So this will expose you to more and more deeper levels of desire, of how to understand and make terms with your desire, how to live out your sexuality, and to have very, very fulfilling relationships with your partners and with yourself. Become sexually empowered. You don't need anybody to fulfill you. You don't need a man to fulfill you. You would feel satiated, happy, and blissed, orgasmic within yourself. So basically that idea that, many women carry is that we must find partners who are matching to our caliber, who must be able to give us the proper respect and honor in our life. But why do we need to wait for anybody to give us what we already are? We need to give it to ourselves, first of all. If we can't self-love ourselves, then what's the whole point of waiting all our lifetime for someone else to actually give it to us? The best relationships between a man and a woman happen when they are empowered and independent, not when the relationship is very leechy or it's full of expectations. And when it's not done, then there are fights, then there is disharmony. So if you are fulfilled and you don't seek anything from your partner, then the relationship automatically just becomes a podium for you to come and celebrate your time with your partner. It's not about that he didn't do this or that for me. You are flowing, and that's what. And even if he's also flowing, then there is just a continuous exchange of this flow of celebration. There is no idea of the fact that the expectations are not met. So more empowered, more independent individuals can only have the best relationships amongst themselves. Kalvahana will help you. If you can practice it with your partner, it will be able to help you to really honor the Shakti inside a living person whom you so much love, whom you so much want to revere, honor. Okay? So wonderful process for couple intimacy and bonding. Now the steps of Kalvahana, 3 major steps. It's a very long process of mantras which may be embroiling to the mind and one may just think what's happening. So just a breakdown of the process into 3 parts. In the first part, basically, it's like the fact that, if you had a guest at home, what would you do the first thing before you welcome your guest? You do a cleanup of your house. You create a clean space for your guest to arrive and sit down, isn't it? That's the primal step. So first step is doing a cleansing work in our own system, which means that basically your chakras need to be cleaned and placed properly in their positions so that you are able to, when you're welcoming Shakti, she has a clean space to sit on. So that's the first step, preparation. Second step, you basically do something called as a consecration and prana pratishtha. What does this mean? Like that day we had done the consecration of Uchistha Ganapati. So everything that is matter is basically just a group of, cells or just like something that is there, but does not have a living presence to it until there is a soul to it. You know what I mean? For example, when a man dies, you don't feel, you immediately lose contact with with that person because something has left from him. His presence has left him, the body has got left behind. So that's matter, but there's no soul in it, right? So prana pratishtha or consecration is the process of energizing or bringing life to that matter. So in the first step, we did the cleansing of our instrument. In the second step, we are going to invoke or welcome Shakti into our bodies and then give her a living presence by consecrating her, by placing her solidly and establishing her inside your system. And in the third part, once you've done that, once Shakti is established, what do you need to do? Nothing. You need to celebrate her. So how would we celebrate her? We would celebrate Shakti and Shiva both through the chantings of Khadagmala Stotra. Khadagmala Stotra is a hymn that is sung for Lalita Tripura Sundari and basically is able to invoke all the deity, all the goddesses that are there in the 43 triangles of the Shree Yantra. So we will be singing the Khadagmala and celebrating Shakti via that process. And we will celebrate Shiva through the chanting of something called as Guru Namavali. So Shiva is Adi Guru. He is the first Guru. He brings everything, every spiritual process to the planet, to this life. So there is a set of names that we will use for chanting and worshipping or revering him. So these are the main three steps of Kalvahana. We will come to them again when we do the process. This is just a rough view of how the chakras look like with their petals. So basically, see, if you see this, this is the Mooladhara chakra or the first chakra, and Lam is the phonetic or the consonant or the Bijakshara. So most people are trying to activate Mooladhara by using Lam, but in Kalvahana, we are doing, see the red petals there. So we are going to do Bijakshara activations by using Sham, Sham, Sam, Vam. These are the 4 petals and the 4 Bijaksharas that are used to activate the Mooladhara. Like this. So these are different chakras with their petals and the consonants or vowels that are used to do this. Okay. There's a very detailed process which is conducted one-on-one, which I offer, in which I teach this entire process and empower the person. He can learn and he can do it every day to himself, which will also have this guided video that I will be using today for making you do the process to yourself. So that is the way that you can learn from me if you want to learn to do it to yourself. There's another way of learning is that there is a e-course also available. It won't have a one-on-one learning. It's a video-based process, which you can use the video and learn yourself. The third way to experience Kalvahana with me is to have these Zoom sessions where one-on-one, I will make you do the process on your own bodies like the way we are going to do today. So these are basically the ways in which I can offer Kalvahana. And the fourth way is basically a physical Kalvahana for which you need to be with me in person, and I can do that to you when we are together at any point. So these are different ways through which Kalvahana can be experienced. Okay. So am I making any kind of sense here, or how are you
Yes,
feeling? I'd like
100%.
I'd like some of you in the audience to kind of share how you are feeling. It'll be great to have a feedback.
Feeling excited. Really excited.
Sorry, I can't hear her.
She said she
She's
feels
excited. She's excited.
Yeah.
Excited. Okay, great. Wonderful. Very nice.
I
So,
love the way you explain everything.
Yes.
It's very accessible for
Yeah.
new people.
yeah, because there's no point in talking in a jargon which seems to be something heavily spiritual but is not applicable. What's the whole point of it?
Right.
I see when I go to a teacher to learn anything, it's as if like I'm literally at his behest. I'm like a child. I don't know a bloody thing. I don't know anything. Only then I can learn from him. But if I'm so full of myself, what do I learn? From whom do I receive what? It's not possible. So when I try to teach, it might be something very funny, but I always think that there is a child there and I need to start from an ABC. And there's no problem about it. So become as simplistic as possible, become as easy, become as accessible, as she said, as approachable. So there shouldn't be like a guard on where you need to project yourself as something very, great. You need to really come down to basics if you really want to do some baseline work. And you need to understand that you know nothing till the time that you come to terms with the reality that you know nothing of what you are going to venture into. How can you actually absorb? If you think that you already know, then there's no possibility of learning. So trying to teach and trying to learn, both are very humbling processes. Both of them are very humbling, equally humbling. When we learn from somebody, then our ego is, diminished as to the fact that, I kind of knew this, no? But no, I don't. And when we teach, then actually teaching is the way to learn. To master your own sadhana, you must teach. Many people think that I will teach only when I become the expert. But no, it's about when you are obligated to get up at 6 a.m. for a class in which two people are going to come, you obviously are motivated and you would sleep on time and you'd rise on time and you'd do your homework well to teach. So automatically your sadhana happens when you go on to teach. So equally humbling process. Anyways, so we will start the process, and what I'll do is that I will be sharing screen with you and we will be going through this 40-minute demonstration based video in which I am basically doing the process onto my very beautiful friend from Australia. So she was very kind enough to allow me to use this step-by-step recording. Okay. So what do you see in the screen, Jenny?
We see your Australian friend.
Great.
Okay.
Oh, wonderful. So always and everything, it has to start with Ganpati. So Gananam tva Ganapati-gum havamahi kavim kavinam upamastravastramam jeshtirajam brahmanam brahmanaspata anah shrunvan utibhi sida sadhanam Shri Mahaganadipate Namaha Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om Om Namo Bhagavate Ekadamstraya Hastimukhaaya Lambodharaya Uchishta Mahatmane Am Krom Hrim Gam Ghe Ghe Swaha Om Namo Bhagavate Ekadamstraya Hastimukhaaya Lambodharaya Uchishta Mahatmane Am Krom Hrim Gam Ghe Ghe Swaha Om Namo Bhagavate Ekadamstraya Hastimukhaaya Lambodharaya Uchishta Mahatmane Am Krom Hrim Gam Ghe Ghe Swaha.
Srimatre Namaha. Welcome to the Kala Avahana Sacred Shakti Activation Ritual. The word Kala Avahana can be broken down into two parts, Kala and Avahanam, which means welcoming or beckoning the various kalas or protective forces or elements like divine beings into our own body. Kala Avahana is a miniature version of a complete Nava Avaharana SHREE Puja and gives all its benefits, only so in a very short period of time. This beautiful technique was given to us by Guru Sri AMRITANADA NATHA of DEVIPURAM. The process of Kalabhahana has three parts. In the first part, we open and prepare our chakras to receive the divine energies of Shakti. And this is done by activating the various chakra petals through bijaksharas. There are 51 petals in total of all the 6 chakras, which are activated by the 51 matrukas or the bijas of the Sanskrit language. After we have prepared and purified our chakras, we then invoke the various kalas and gods into our chakras. This completes the first part of Kalabhahana. In the second part, we do the prana pratishtha into our own bodies or in the body of the recipient through various mantras and place Shakti respectfully in our bodies. In the third part, we worship Shakti through the chanting of the Khadakmala Stotra and Shiva through the chanting of the Guru Namavali. Now we will begin the Kalabhahana process. You can do this process either on yourself or on anyone else who is the recipient of your puja. We will begin with the Guru Paduka mantra. Place your hands in the Mrigi Mudra on the top of your head. Aim Reem Shreem Aim Kleem Sauha Hamsa Shiva Soham Hasaka Freem Hasakshamalavarem Hasau Sahakshamalavarem Sahau Swarupa Nirupana Hetave Swagurve Shri Annapurnamba Sahita Shri Amritananda Natha Shri Guru Shri Padukam Pujyami Tarpayami Namaha. Aim Reem Shreem Aim Kleem Sauha Hamsa Shiva Soham Hasaka Freem Hasakshamalavarem Hasau Sahakshamalavarem Sahau Swarupa Nirupana Hetave Swagurve Shri Annapurnamba Sahita Shri Amritananda Natha Shri Guru Shri Padukam Pujyami Tarpayami Namaha. Now, after reciting the 51 matrukas, which will activate the various petals of the 6 chakras. So begin with placing your hands on the Vishuddhi chakra. In, arum, alum, in, aim, aum, aha, aham. Place your hands on the Anahata chakra. Kam, kham, gam, gham, nam, cham, cham, jam, jam, nyam, tam, tham. Place your hands on the Manipur chakra. Dam, dham, nam, tam, tham, dam, dham, nam, pam, fam. Place your hands on the Swadhisthana chakra. Bam, bham, mam, yam, ram, lam. Place your hands on the Mooladhara chakra. Vam, sham, sham, sam. Place your hands on the Agna chakra. Hum, lam, sham. Now, We have prepared the chakras and now we will invoke the kalas. So first, invoking the Agni kalas on the Swadhisthana chakra. Aim Reem Shreem Yam Dhumra Chishre Namaha. Aim Reem Shreem Ram Ushmai Namaha. Aim Reem Shreem Lam Jwalinye Namaha. Now on the Mooladhara chakra. Aim Reem Shreem Vam Jwalinye Namaha. Aim Reem Shreem Sham Visphulinganye Namaha. Aim Reem Shreem Sham Sushriye Namaha. Aim Reem Shreem Sam Surupai Namaha. Right eye. Aim Reem Shreem Ham Kapilai Namaha. Agna Chakra. Aim Reem Shreem Lab Havyabhinne Namaha. Left eye. Aim Reem Shreem Shav Kavyahinne Namaha. Now invoke the Surya Kalas on the Anahata Chakra. Aim Reem Shreem Kambham Tapinye Namaha. Aim Reem Shreem Kambham Tapinye Namaha. Aim Reem Shreem Gampam Drumai Namaha. Aim Reem Shreem Gampam Mariche Namaha. Aim Reem Shreem Dam Nam Jwalinye Namaha. Aim Reem Shreem Chandam Ruche Namaha. Aim Reem Shreem Chandam Sushmanai Namaha. Aim Reem Shreem Jantam Mogadai Namaha. Aim Reem Shreem Jantam Vishwai Namaha. Aim Reem Shreem Nyam Nam Bodhinye Namaha. Aim Reem Shreem Tam Dham Dharinye Namaha. Aim Reem Shreem Tam Dham Shamai Namaha. Now invoke the Chandra Kalas in the Vishuddhi Chakra. Aim Reem Shreem Amrutai Namaha. Aim Reem Shreem Manadai Namaha. Aim Reem Shreem Im Pushai Namaha. Aim Reem Shreem Im Tushte Namaha. Aim Reem Shreem Om Pushte Namaha. Aim Reem Shreem Om Ratte Namaha. Aim Reem Shreem Arun Dhritte Namaha. Aim Reem Shreem Arun Shashinye Namaha. Aim Reem Shreem Alum Chandrikai Namaha. Aim Reem Shreem Alum Kante Namaha. Aim Reem Shreem Aim Jyotsnai Namaha. Aim Reem Shreem Aim Shriye Namaha. Aim Reem Shreem Om Prite Namaha. Aim Reem Shreem Om Angadai Namaha. Aim Reem Shreem Ahapurnai Namaha. Aim Reem Shreem Ahapurnamritai Namaha. Now invoke the Brahma Kalas into the Mooladhara Chakra. Aim Reem Shreem Srishte Namaha. Aim Reem Shreem Riddhate Namaha. Aim Reem Shreem Smrite Namaha. Aim Reem Shreem Medhai Namaha. Aim Reem Shreem Kante Namaha. Aim Reem Shreem Lakshmaye Namaha. Aim Reem Shreem Dvite Namaha. Aim Reem Shreem Sthirai Namaha. Aim Reem Shreem Sthitye Namaha. Aim Reem Shreem Siddhadye Namaha. Now invoke the Vishnu Kalas into the Swadhisthana Chakra. Aim Reem Shreem Jarai Namaha. Aim Reem Shreem Palinye Namaha. Aim Reem Shreem Shantye Namaha. Aim Reem Shreem Ishwarye Namaha. Aim Reem Shreem Ratye Namaha. Aim Reem Shreem Kamikai Namaha. Aim Reem Shreem Varadai Namaha. Aim Reem Shreem Nadinye Namaha. Aim Reem Shreem Prite Namaha. Aim Reem Shreem Dirghai Namaha. Now invoke the Rudra Kalas into the Manipur Chakra. Aim Reem Shreem Tikshnai Namaha. Aim Reem Shreem Raudrai Namaha. Aim Reem Shreem Bhayai Namaha. Aim Reem Shreem Nidrai Namaha. Aim Reem Shreem Tandrai Namaha. Aim Reem Shreem Shudhai Namaha. Aim Reem Shreem Krudinye Namaha. Aim Reem Shreem Kriyay Namaha. Aim Reem Shreem Udgay Namaha. Aim Reem Shreem Ritvaye Namaha. Now invoke the Ishwar Kala into the Anahata Chakra and touch the left and right breast and the left and right nipple alternatively. Aim Reem Shreem Pitay Namaha. Aim Reem Shreem Shvetay Namaha. Aim Reem Shreem Arunay Namaha. Aim Reem Shreem Asitay Namaha. Now invoke the Sadashiv Kalas into the Vishuddhi Chakra. Aim Reem Shreem Nivritye Namaha. Aim Reem Shreem Pratishthay Namaha. Aim Reem Shreem Vidvay Namaha. Aim Reem Shreem Shantye Namaha. Aim Reem Shreem Indikay Namaha. Aim Reem Shreem Deepikay Namaha. Aim Reem Shreem Rechikay Namaha. Aim Reem Shreem Mochikay Namaha. Aim Reem Shreem Paray Namaha. Aim Reem Shreem Sukshmay Namaha. Aim Reem Shreem Sukshmamrutay Namaha. Aim Reem Shreem Jnanay Namaha. Aim Reem Shreem Jnanamrutay Namaha. Aim Reem Shreem Apyayanye Namaha. Aim Reem Shreem Vyapinye Namaha. Aim Reem Shreem Vyumarupay Namaha. Now, let us invoke the gods into our chakras. The first is Agni. Aim Reem Shreem Agnim Dutim Ranimahi Hotaram Vishwavedasam Asya Yagyasya Sukritam Ram Reem Rom Reem Ram Raha Kramalavare Om Agni Mandalaya Namaha. Agnim Avahayami Stapayami Pujayami. The Agni Kala was invoked at the Agna Chakra. Now invoke the Surya Kala into the Anahata Chakra. Aim Reem Shreem Asatya Sena Rajasa Vartamano Nivishyan Amritam Mrityam Cha Hiranyanena Savitaratena Devo Yati Bhavana Vipashyan Ram Reem Rom Reem Ram Raha Ramalavare Om Surya Mandalaya Namaha. Suryam Avahayami Stapayami Pujayami. Now invoke Soma into the Vishuddhi. Aim Reem Shreem Apyaya Svasamitute Vishwatah Soma Vrishniyam Bhavavajasya Satyate Sam Sim Sum Saim Saum Saha Samalavare Om Soma Mandalaya Namaha. Somam Avahayami Stapayami Pujayami. Now invoke Brahma into the Mooladhara Chakra. Aim Reem Shreem Hagum Saha Shuchichat Vasuha Antarikshasat Hota Vedishat Atitir Duronasat Nrishatvarasat Ratasat Vyomasat Abjago Jarat Jadrijaratam Brahata Namaha Brahmahanam Avahayami Stapayami Pujayami. Now invoke Vishnu into the Svadhisthana Chakra. Aim Reem Shreem Pradat Vishnu Atvaste Viryaya Mrugona Bhimaha Kucharo Girishtaha Yasya Rushu Trishu Vikramanishu Adishayanti Bhuvanani Vishwa Namaha. Vishnu Avahayami Stapayami Pujayami. Now invoke Rudra into the Manipur Chakra. Aim Reem Shreem Triambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urvarukam Aveva Bandhanan Mrityor Mokshiya Mamritat Namaha. Rudram Avahayami Stapayami Pujayami. Now invoke Ishvara into Anahata Chakra. Aim Reem Shreem Tad Vishnu Ho Paramam Padagam Sada Pashyanti Suryaha Diviva Chakshuraratam Tad Vipraso Vipanyo Jagrimman Saha Samindate Vishnu Yat Paramam Padam Namaha. Ishwaram Avahayami Stapayami Pujayami. Now invoke Sadashiva into the Vishuddhi. ऐं ह्रीं श्रीं विष्णुं योनि कल्पयतु त्वष्टारूपाणि पिग्मस्तु आसिन्तजो प्रजापति दाता गर्भं ददातु ते गर्भं देहि सनावली गर्भं देहि सरस्वती गर्भं देहि अश्विनौ देवौ आद्यत्तां पुष्कर सृजाः नमः सदाशिवम् आवाहयामि स्थापयामि पूजयामि. Now invoke Devi into the Agna Chakra. Aim Reem Shreem on your right eye. Ka-e-e Lareem on your Agna Chakra. Hasaka Halareem on your left eye. Sakalareem Namaha. Shri Devim Avahayami Stapayami Pujayami. Now invoke the Shiva Kala on the right side on the top of your head. Aim Reem Shreem Akandai Karasanandakare Parsudatmani Swachanda Swaranam Atra Nidehi Akulanaike Namaha Shiva Padamritam Avahayami Stapayami Pujayami. Now invoke the Shakti Kala on the left side on the top of your head. Aim Reem Shreem Akulastamrutakare Shuddhagyanakare Pare Amrutatvam Nidhe Asmin Vastuni Klinarupini Namaha Shaktim Padamrutam Avahayami Stapayami Pujayami. Now invoke the Shiva Shakti Kala on the top of the head between Shiva and Devi's feet. So move your finger from the top of your head to the Agna Chakra. Aim Reem Shreem Tadrupini Ekarasitvam Kritva Vahi Etasvasvarupini Bhutva Paramritakara Mai Chitspurana Kuru Namaha Shiva Shaktim Padamritam Avahayami Stapayami Pujayami. Now move the compassion of Devi through the eyes and invoke the Amrit Kala. Aim Reem Shreem Aim Bloom Jrum Jum Saha Amrite Amrutodbhave Amriteshwari Amritavanshini Amritam Strava Strava Swaha Namaha. Now invoke the Iksha, Jnana and the Kriya Shakti Kalas. First, in the mouth, invoke Saraswati. Aim Vat Vat Vagvadinim Aim. Then invoke Lakshmi in the heart. Klim, Klimni, Kledini, Klede, Klede, Mahashobham Kuru Kuru Klim. In the yoni, invoke Parvati. Sauha Moksham Kuru Kuru Sauha. Now, in the feet, invoke Moksha and Bhoga, right and left feet respectively. Hasau Sahau Namaha. Now recite the Guru Paduka mantra twice with the Mrigi Mudra on the top of your head. Aim Reem Shreem Aim Klim Sauha Hamsa Shiva Soham Hasaka Freem Hasakshamalavarayam Hasau Sahakshamalavarayam Sahau Swarupa Nirupana Hetave Swagurve Shri Annapurnamba Sahita Shri Amritananda Natha Shri Guru Shri Padukam Pujayami Tarpayami Namaha. Aim Reem Shreem Aim Klim Sauha Hamsa Shiva Soham Hasaka Freem Hasakshamalavarayam Hasau Sahakshamalavarayam Sahau Swarupa Nirupana Hetave Swagurve Shri Annapurnamba Sahita Shri Amritananda Natha Shri Guru Shri Padukam Pujayami Tarpayami Namaha. Now move your right palm from the Mooladhara to the head slowly and say the Mahavakyas. Adram Jvaliti Jyotiramasmi Jyotirajvaliti Brahmasmi Yohamasmi Brahmahasmi Ahamasmi Brahmasmi Ahamevam Mam Juhomi Swaha. Now place your hands on the heart and offer everything to the goddess. Itaha purna pranat buddhi deha dharma adhikaratah जागृत स्वप्न सुषुप्ति अवस्थासु मनसा वाचा कर्मणा हस्ताभ्याम पदभ्याम उदरेण शिष्यायोन्या यस्य यत् अमृतं यदुक्तं यत्कृतं तत्सर्व ब्रह्माणार्पणं भवतु स्वाहा ब्रह्माणार्पणं ब्रह्म हविः ब्रह्माग्नौ ब्रह्मणाहुतं ब्रह्मैव तेन गन्तव्यं ब्रह्म कर्म समाधिना. Now thank your gurus on the Swadhisthana chakra. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha on the Anahata chakra. Shri Param Gurubhyo Namaha on the Sahasrara chakra on the top of your head. Shri Parameshti Gurubhyo Namaha. This brings us to the end of the part 1 of Kalvahana. Now we begin the part 2. Now take some flowers in your hand and bring out the power of Shakti in your heart and invoke Devi. Hatchakrastam mantah sushmana padmatavi bhedan kushalam mohanandakara paripanstitim samvidagnim shivadipam jyotim madipara samvidam chitrarupini paradevatan dhyayami. Take a deep breath and think of Devi's form that you connect with the most. Ka eilareem hasaka hanareem sakalareem namaha. Hreem shreem sauha Shri Lalitaya Amrita Chaitanya Murtim Kalpayami namaha. Now exhale Devi from your heart into the flowers. Aim Reem Shreem Hasreem Hasrakreem Hasrasau Mahapatmavanansasti Karanananda Vigrahe Hruday Kamale Sarvabhutahite Mataha Ehamevi Paramishwari Bindu Chakre Shrimat Kameshwarandake Shri Ananda Bhairavaha Parachaitanyam Avahayami Namaha. Now place these flowers containing the power of Devi from your heart onto your body. And do the Prana Pratishtha mantra with the Mrigi Mudra. Aim Reem Shreem Am Reem Krum Yam Ram Lam Mam Sham Sham Sam Ham Om Hansaha Soham Soham Hansaha Shivaha Shri Chakrasya Shri Lalitaya Mama Pranaha Iva Pranaha Mama Jiva Iha Stitaha Mam Sarvendriyani Vagmanaha Chakshu Shotra Jibva Grana Vakapani Padapayu Upastilingani Ihaiva Agatya Asmin Shri Chakre Asmin Dehi Sukham Chiram Tishtantu Swaha Om Asunite Punarasmasu Chakshuhu Punah Pranam Ivanu Dehi Bhogam Joka Pashim Surya Mucharantatam Manumate Mridyanaha Swasti Amrutam Vai Pranaha Amrutam Mapaha Prananeva Yathasthanam Upyavate Prana Pratishtam Muhurto Sumurtostu. Now place your hands at your heart and invoke all the protective forces. Shri Devi Pujartham Shri Chakragata Sarvavarana Devata Navahayami Sarvato Bhadra Mandalagata Shri Mahakali Mahalakshmi Mahasaraswati Samishti Swarupa Shri Durga Chandika Bala Sahita Sakalayatani Devata Navahayami Chaturayatani Devata Navahayami Adityadi Navagraha Navahayami Indradi Lokapalaka Navahayami Divya Siddha Manavauti Guru Mandala Navahayami Samasta Desha Kala Pranigata Jiva Chaitanya Navahayami Yakshini Kinnera Siddha Sati Gandharva Apsaradi Sattva Guna Pradhana Navahayami Chatushashti Koti Yogini Yogi Ganana Navahayami Shrungara Leela Sangeeta Natya Veera Goshti Pradarshaka Navahayami Sarva Navahayami. Now show the following mudras. Avahita Bhava Sanstapita Bhava सन्निधापिता भव, सन्निरुद्धा भव, सम्मुखी भव, अवकुण्ठिता भव, सुप्रीता भव, सुप्रसन्ना भव, वरदा भव, प्रसीद प्रसीद. Now worship Shakti with the Khadagmala Stotra. Ringkarasanala garbitanala shikham sauha klim klam vibrantim sauvarnama bharadharinim varsudhya dautam trinnetrujvalam vande pustakapasham kuchitaram swagnabhushitam ujvalam Twam Gauri Tripuram Parak Parakala Shri Chakra Sancharini. Aim Rim Shreem and Klim Sauha Namah Tripura Sundari Hruday Devi Shiru Devi Shikha Devi Kavach Devi Netri Devi Astra Devi Kameshwari Bhagamalini Nitya Klinne Bherunde Vahnivasini Mahavajreshwari Shivaduti Tvarite Kulasundari Nitye Nilpatake Vijay Sarvamangale ज्वाला मालिनी चित्रे महानित्ये परमेश्वर परमेश्वरी मित्रे समयी षष्ठी समयी उत्ती समयी चर्यानांतमयी लोपामुद्रमयी अगस्त्यमयी कालताप समयी धर्माचार्यमयी मुक्तकेशीश्वरमयी दीपकलानांतमयी विष्णुदेवमयी प्रभाकर देवमयी तेजो देवमयी मनोज देवमयी कल्याण देवमयी वासुदेवमयी रत्न देवमयी श्रीरामानंदमयी अनिमा सिद्धे लघिमा सिद्धे गरिमा सिद्धे महिमा सिद्धे ईशित्व सिद्धे वशित्व सिद्धे प्राकाम्य सिद्धे भुक्ति सिद्धे इच्छा सिद्धे प्राप्ति सिद्धे सर्वकाम सिद्धे ब्राह्मी माहेश्वरी कौमारी वैष्णवी वाराही माहेंद्री चामुंडे महालक्ष्मी सर्व संशोभिनी सर्व विद्राविनी सर्वाकर्षिणी सर्ववसंकरी सर्वोन्मादिनी सर्व महाकुशे सर्व खेचरे सर्व बीजे सर्व योने सर्व त्रिखंडे त्रैलोक्य मोहन चक्र स्वामिनी प्रकट योगिनी कामाकर्षिणी बुद्ध्याकर्षिणी अहंकाराकर्षिणी शब्दाकर्षिणी स्पर्शाकर्षिणी रूपाकर्षिणी रसाकर्षिणी गंधाकर्षिणी चित्ताकर्षिणी धैर्याकर्षिणी स्मृत्याकर्षिणी नामाकर्षिणी बीजाकर्षिणी आत्माकर्षिणी अमृताकर्षिणी शरीराकर्षिणी सर्वासा परिपूरक चक्र स्वामिनी गुप्त योगिनी अनंग कुसुमे अनंग मेखले अनंग मदने अनंग मदनांतुरे अनंग रेदे अनंग वेगिनी अनंगाकुसे अनंग मालिनी सर्व संशोभन चक्र स्वामिनी गुप्ततरे योगिनी सर्व संशोभिनी सर्व विद्राविनी सर्वाकर्षिणी सर्वाह्लादिनी सर्व सम्मोहिनी सर्व स्तंभिनी सर्व जृंभिनी सर्व वसंकरी सर्व रंजनी सर्वोन्मादिनी सर्वार्थ साधिके सर्व संपत्ति पूर्णी सर्व मंत्रमयी सर्व द्वंद्वशयंकरी सर्व सौभाग्यदायक चक्र स्वामिनी संप्रदाय योगिनी सर्व सिद्धि प्रदे सर्व संपत् प्रदे सर्व प्रियंकरी सर्व मंगलकारिणी सर्व काम प्रदे सर्व दुख विमोचनी सर्व मृत्यु प्रशमनी सर्व विघ्न निवारिणी सर्वांग सुंदरी सर्व सौभाग्यदायिनी सर्वार्थ साधक चक्र स्वामिनी कुलोत्तीर्ण योगिनी सर्वज्ञे सर्वशक्ते सर्वैश्वर्य प्रदायिनी सर्व ज्ञानमयी सर्व व्याधि विनाशिनी सर्वाधार स्वरूपे सर्व पाप हरे सर्वानंदमयी सर्व रक्षा स्वरूपिणी सर्वेत्सित फलप्रदे सर्व रक्षा कर चक्र स्वामिनी निगर्भ योगिनी वसिनी कामेश्वरी मोदिनी विमले अरुणे जयनी सर्वेश्वरी कौलिनी सर्वरोगहर चक्र स्वामिनी रहस्य योगिनी मानिनी चापिनी पासिनी अंकुशिनी महाकामेश्वरी महावज्रेश्वरी महाभगमालिनी सर्वसिद्धिप्रद चक्र स्वामिनी अतिरहस्य योगिनी श्री श्री महाभट्टारिके सर्वानंदमय चक्र स्वामिनी परापर रहस्य योगिनी त्रिपुरी त्रिपुरेशी त्रिपुर सुंदरी त्रिपुरवासिनी त्रिपुराक्षी त्रिपुरमालिनी त्रिपुरा सिद्धि त्रिपुरांबा महात्रिपुर सुंदरी महामहेश्वरी महामहाराज्ञी महामहाशक्ति महामहागुप्ते महामहाज्ञप्ते महामहानंदे महामहास्कंदे महामहाशये महामहाश्री चक्र नगर साम्राज्ञी नमस्ते 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 नमः. Now we will worship Shiva through the Guru Namavali. Aim Reem Shreem Satjotay Namaha Satguru Nathay Namaha Brahmane Gurulingay Namaha Satguru Nathay Namaha Mooladhara Swambhuve Namaha Satguru Nathay Namaha Mahaganapataye Namaha Satguru Nathay Namaha Vamadevaya Namaha Satguru Nathay Namaha Narayana Guru Siddhadaya Namaha Satguru Nathay Namaha Swadishtan Vasini Namaha Satguru Nathay Namaha Bala Subramanyaya Namaha Satguru Nathay Namaha Aghorai Namaha Satguru Nathay Namaha Rudrai Namaha Satguru Nathay Namaha Manipurakaya Namaha Satguru Nathay Namaha Chandishwarai Namaha Satguru Nathay Namaha Tatpurushay Namaha Satguru Nathay Namaha Ishwaray Namaha Satguru Nathay Namaha Bhakshastalvasinye Namaha Satguru Nathay Namaha Shri Krishnaya Gopi Vallabhaya Namaha Satguru Nathay Namaha Ishanaya Namaha Satguru Nathay Namaha Digambaray Namaha Satguru Nathay Namaha Vishuddhi Chakrasthay Namaha Satguru Nathay Namaha Dattatreya Namaha Satguru Nathay Namaha Kamagni Mandalaya Namaha Satguru Nathay Namaha Suryakshi Tejase Namaha Satguru Nathay Namaha Chandramritstavaya Namaha Satguru Nathay Namaha Kamakala Nathay Namaha Satguru Nathay Namaha Prakati Yogini Nathay Namaha Satguru Nathay Namaha Gupta Yogini Nathay Namaha Satguru Nathay Namaha Guptatare Yogini Nathay Namaha Satguru Nathay Namaha Sampradaya Yogini Nathay Namaha Satguru Nathay Namaha Kulotirna Yogini Nathay Namaha Satguru Nathay Namaha Nigarbha Yogini Nathay Namaha Satguru Nathay Namaha Rahasya Yogini Nathay Namaha Satguru Nathay Namaha Ati Rahasya Yogini Nathay Namaha Satguru Nathay Namaha Paraparati Rahasya Yogini Nathay Namaha Satguru Nathay Namaha Sarva Yogini Pitha Chakaya Namaha Satguru Nathay Namaha Sarva Yoga Abhishekta Lingaya Namaha Satguru Nathay Namaha Shri Mahamandala-adhipataye Namaha Satguru Nathay Namaha Prakriti Lingaya Namaha Satguru Nathay Namaha Ahamkara Lingaya Namaha Satguru Nathay Namaha Buddhi Lingaya Namaha Satguru Nathay Namaha Mano Lingaya Namaha Satguru Nathay Namaha Twak Lingaya Namaha Satguru Nathay Namaha Chakshu Lingaya Namaha Satguru Nathay Namaha Shotra Lingaya Namaha Satguru Nathay Namaha Jibva Lingaya Namaha Satguru Nathay Namaha Grana Lingaya Namaha Satguru Nathay Namaha Vaka Lingaya Namaha Satguru Nathay Namaha Pani Lingaya Namaha Satguru Nathay Namaha Pada Lingaya Namaha Satguru Nathay Namaha Payu Lingaya Namaha Satguru Nathay Namaha Upastha Lingaya Namaha Satguru Nathay Namaha Shabda Vidya Lingaya Namaha Satguru Nathay Namaha Sparsha Lingaya Namaha Satguru Nathay Namaha Rupa Lingaya Namaha Satguru Nathay Namaha Rasa Lingaya Namaha Satguru Nathay Namaha Gandha Lingaya Namaha Satguru Nathay Namaha Akasha Lingaya Namaha Satguru Nathay Namaha Vayulingaya Namaha Sadguru Nathaya Namaha. Vahnilingaya Namaha Sadguru Nathaya Namaha. Salilingaya Namaha Sadguru Nathaya Namaha. Bhumilingaya Namaha Sadguru Nathaya Namaha. Mayalingaya Namaha Sadguru Nathaya Namaha. Kalalingaya Namaha Sadguru Nathaya Namaha. Avidyalingaya Namaha Sadguru Nathaya Namaha. Ragalingaya Namaha Sadguru Nathaya Namaha. Kalilingaya Namaha Sadguru Nathaya Namaha. Niyatilingaya Namaha Sadguru Nathaya Namaha. Purushlingaya Namaha Sadguru Nathaya Namaha. Shivalingaya Namaha Sadguru Nathaya Namaha. Shaktilingaya Namaha Sadguru Nathaya Namaha. Sadashivlingaya Namaha Sadguru Nathaya Namaha. Ishwarlingaya Namaha Sadguru Nathaya Namaha. Shuddhalingaya Namaha Sadguru Nathaya Namaha. Pragyanam Brahmalingaya Namaha Sadguru Nathaya Namaha. Ayamatma Brahmalingaya Namaha Sadguru Nathaya Namaha. Tattvamasi Lingaya Namaha Sadguru Nathaya Namaha. Aham Brahmasmi Lingaya Namaha Sadguru Nathaya Namaha. Soham Lingaya Namaha Sadguru Nathaya Namaha. Shri Guru Lingaya Namaha Sadguru Nathaya Namaha. Param Guru Lingaya Namaha Sadguru Nathaya Namaha. Parmeshti Guru Lingaya Namaha Sadguru Nathaya Namaha. Surya Mandaladipate Namaha Sadguru Nathaya Namaha. सोममण्डलाधिपतये नमः सद्गुरुनाथाय नमः कुजमण्डलाधिपतये नमः सद्गुरुनाथाय नमः सौम्यमण्डलाधिपतये नमः सद्गुरुनाथाय नमः गुरुमण्डलाधिपतये नमः सद्गुरुनाथाय नमः शुक्रमण्डलाधिपतये नमः सद्गुरुनाथाय नमः शनैश्चरमण्डलाधिपतये नमः सद्गुरुनाथाय नमः राहुमण्डलाधिपतये नमः सद्गुरुनाथाय नमः केतुमण्डलाधिपतये नमः सद्गुरुनाथाय नमः नक्षत्रमण्डलाधिपतये नमः सद्गुरुनाथाय नमः इन्द्राय नमः सद्गुरुनाथाय नमः आग्नेये नमः सद्गुरुनाथाय नमः यमाय नमः सद्गुरुनाथाय नमः निकृत्ये नमः सद्गुरुनाथाय नमः वरुणाय नमः सद्गुरुनाथाय नमः वाववे नमः सद्गुरुनाथाय नमः कुबेराय नमः सद्गुरुनाथाय नमः ईशानाय नमः सद्गुरुनाथाय नमः समयाचार नित्ये नमः सद्गुरुनाथाय नमः कौलाचार नित्ये नमः सद्गुरुनाथाय नमः सर्व आम्नेयादिदेवाय नमः सद्गुरुनाथाय नमः षडाधार सेविताय नमः सद्गुरुनाथाय नमः श्रीराजराजेश्वरी प्रियाय नमः सद्गुरुनाथाय नमः श्री चक्र प्रिय बिंदु तर्पण प्रियाय नमः सद्गुरुनाथाय नमः श्री रघु यागाचिताय नमः सद्गुरुनाथाय नमः श्री महारुद्राभिषिक्त लिंगाय नमः सद्गुरुनाथाय नमः श्री मोक्ष साम्राज्य सिद्धिदाय नमः सद्गुरुनाथाय नमः श्री देवीपुर निवासाय नमः सद्गुरुनाथाय नमः. This brings us to the end of the third part of the Kalvahana process. Now we will do the Pancha Upachara Pujas. Lam Gandham Samarpayami Ham Pushpam Pujayami Yam Dhupam Agrapayami Ram Deepam Darshayami Vam Naivedyam Nivedayami Sam Karpura Nirajan Darshayami Dasamudra Darshayami. Now, close your eyes and absorb the experience of Kalvahana until you feel ready to open your eyes and move into the world. Thank you very much. Shri Matre Namaha.
Klim Klim Namaha. Om Klim Klim Kamakhya Klim Klim Namaha. Om Klim Klim Kamakhya Klim Klim Namaha. Om Klim Klim Kamakhya Klim Klim Namaha. Klim Klim Kamakhya Klim Klim Namaha. Om 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 Klim Klim Kamakhya Klim Klim Namaha.
Okay. How are you guys?
Great. Diane's all, Doreen is all blissed out.
Very nice. Very nice. So, so much. Thank you very much for being here and participating in this. Anyone wants to share anything, any experience, any observation?
Anybody want to share any observations?
I could feel the difference in the different mantras that you were doing when placing the hands, and I was following along, and I could feel that in my throat, and I could feel it in my heart, and I could not so much in the roots and but man, the heart and the throat and the head, it was just like, and it wasn't like buzzy where you can't have a brain, but it was like, instead it was like making the brain better. I felt like it was charging it, like making it smarter.
Making her smarter.
Enjoy the electrocutions.
Yeah.
Jenny,
Lightning and all.
how did you feel? What did you feel? Can you share a little bit?
Me?
Yeah.
Did you say my name? Oh, me? Oh. I've gotten so used to sitting in mantra and in prayer and in sadhana, and that it's like I used to be so fidgety, like for me to sit still this long would have been torturous, and now I'm like completely absorbed and surrendering to every moment of it and absorbed in each moment of it and staying able to use the spatial memory from all the practices for so long, so much more spatial memory that I can sit and absorb without my mind wandering a million other places and going completely into the chitta ritis and other places. I'll be able to sit with more spatial awareness in my mind and be absorbed in each moment of it and stay present, which would have been hard for me even probably 6 months ago. Because I'm so much pitta, vata, and just so, I was able to stay present the whole time, which is great.
So you were able to be in the moment during the process?
Yes.
Okay.
I was able to be in the moment.
Okay. Very nice.
95% of the time.
Wonderful.
Yes.
Wonderful. Anyone else wants to share anything?
I felt like it was an initiation, like a Reiki initiation is what it felt like to me in my body. And when I surrendered into it, I felt that same slumbering feeling, that sensation that feels like you're being completely reset. Like my system was being reset and reprogrammed. Yeah, and like that I had to open up to receive this vibrational frequency, and it's actually with me now. So
very nice. Thank you so much for sharing that. Yes, it is an initiation into the self. That's what I call it. An initiation into being the goddess yourself. Anyone else wants to share? It's good to come out. Everyone can have different or no experiences also. It's just fine.
I would say for me, it's very new, but I did also experience like a cleansing sensation. Like it felt cleansing for me. And okay, can I ask a question?
Yes, why not?
Okay, so I guess I'm a little confused. So I just want to get clear on everything here. So yesterday we went over the sadhana, which is like what you do at your altar. But this is different from the sadhana, or this is a part of it?
It's a different one. Sorry, go ahead.
That was Uchista Ganpati consecration that we did last time. We consecrated the idol of Uchista Ganpati. So that was different. And this is a Shakti process. This is a process we do it's totally different. They are two different things.
Oh, so you don't do this every day?
Sorry?
You wouldn't do this like every single day?
You could. It's great to do every day. It's great to do every day. And you can do mandalas of, like in Navratri days, the special 9 nights for Devi. So you could do it in a cycle of 9 days or 21 days or 40 days or 108 days like that. So every day you could do. Yes. So there is a course there which gives you this guided video, and you can take the course and play the video and do it on yourself each and every day. It's a 30-40 minute video, just like what you saw. So you don't need to understand the mantras. You just need to follow the steps as per the video. You can do it as an everyday practice. It's great.
So it's a Shakti initiation?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm sorry, I'm just such a beginner. Like I needed like really.
It's okay. It's okay to ask.
Okay, so it's like opening your like body to receive that.
Yes.
And to
yes.
prepare and like to cleanse and to like maybe like make the potency of your other sadhanas more like potent because you have had that like cleansing.
Yes.
And
Yes.
okay.
Well, activating your Shakti Kundalini.
It's
with the DNA. Yeah.
It's basically an embodiment. So doing a sadhana is different from embodying a sadhana. They're two different things, right?
Okay.
So this process is basically a living embodiment of the goddess itself that you become. So it's not about worshipping. It's not about worshipping a goddess outside. It's about living it inside.
And it's not necessarily like Reiki in the sense because she's like activating something through like the Shakti for your entire being, right? So not quite like it's not really.
That's what I said that. That's what it
Would you say this was like Reiki? Because I didn't see it as like Reiki, but would you say it's like Reiki?
I didn't understand your question. Sorry.
Yatri was likening it to Reiki, but didn't really see it as Reiki. Would you liken it to Reiki? Reiki?
Yes, there is a blend or a component of Reiki there because I'm also into Reiki. So I basically feel that the touching part of the chakras, where your healing hands are actually, like caressing yourself, loving yourself. So that part of the touch part is through like that, your own healing hands, offering yourself the Shakti, offering yourself the healing energies is definitely a Reiki part of it, but it is a Sri Vidya process. But definitely it is quite like Reiki where you touch your 33 positions or the chakras and activate them.
But more like it's more like a Shaktipat for the way you're doing this.
Yeah. Because in Reiki, you don't have the mantra activations and you don't have the bijaksharas and you don't have the invocations of the kalas. So it's quite the only difference, the only similarity between Reiki and the process was the touch part of it. That's what I'd say.
Right.
Okay. Anyone else wants to share? I'm going to ask everybody to do that. No matter whether you think that I'm including you.
Share.
Okay, we'll wait for it. Yeah.
Can you see Jen? That's Jen over there.
No, I can't see her. Sorry, because she's behind the idol. Can you just stand up or come beside her?
You're over here, Jen.
Yeah, okay.
Hi.
Are you around?
Yes. So I feel, I'm very much a beginner at this too, but in a way, I feel like almost, and I don't know if I'm being wrong with saying this, but I almost feel like I'm entering I'm going like to a wizard, and the wizard is giving me the magic key to like open dormant parts of myself to present magic not only within but throughout.
Yes.
And so that's how I view this entire what you presented.
And let me inform you that you yourself are the key. I've done nothing basically other than facilitate and show you. I'm just a mirroring part where you are the key and you are unlocking yourself and everything you're doing to yourself. So that's the beauty of the process, that you are basically your own master, your own guru, your own, you are the wizard.
But I wouldn't know that unless it was for you and Genevieve.
We're going to keep telling her.
So thank you.
Thank you very much. Anyone else wants to share?
Danielle, do you share?
Yeah, I'll share after.
Okay. Sure, Diane. The caboose. Can you
Yes.
see Diane?
Yes, I do. Hello.
Okay. Hello. I just want to say that cats usually avoid me. And the second and the third part here, the cat crawled on my lap and just started purring. So I was stroking the cat and it kept me totally in the presence. And I'm like, cats don't usually do this. So it was like somehow the cat was just keeping me focused on what was going on in the here and now. And I thought that was very magical. Yeah, magical.
Great, wonderful. Because cats are quite astute and intuitive, and they are very coherent with energies, and they can sense you, they can feel you much more than what words can convey. So probably she was getting attracted to that energy signature, the vibe, and therefore, because all living entities, basically humans are the only people who are deaf and dumb on the planet. The rest of the beings are still quite, the rest of the beings are still aligned. They still hear, feel everything, So they're more amplified in the ability to tandem with vibration. So it's great that you could have a living connection with her and also help to be in the moment and the practice. Yes. Thank you so much for sharing your experience.
And her name is Medusa.
Okay. Oh, great. Wonderful. So one person is left. Sorry, may I also know your name?
Hello, I'm Danielle.
Okay, hi.
Hi. Thank you so much for sharing this. And I'm also very new to this these teachings. And in the experience that I've had of saying mantra in my like when I speak it, it feels more powerful. And then when I was listening, I kind of just didn't feel the same resonance. And I honestly felt like it was just way over my head. And I wasn't, that's just like, I was paying attention, but to me, it was like you're calling it an embodiment, but you're just standing there so like still. So I was just kind of like not really fully connecting or understanding at least what was really going on, because I wasn't feeling much without speaking it myself, and I wasn't seeing much of like a feeling or any emotion in terms of embodiment. So for me, it was just a little bit like lost on the first time, but perhaps if I was able to like, do it again with myself and maybe just be more I wasn't really hands-on. So maybe that would help. Like the touching is probably an important piece that I wasn't doing. That I could do next time.
Yeah. So it's just fine, because it's okay to feel quite overwhelmed also, because the mantras are quite dense, and also when you are not chanting them yourself, your own connection with your voice is the missing link there. And second thing, if we are not doing the touching part, basically we are not activating the chakras. So that part also would, the missing part would have led to the disconnect or the experience of a full-on process. And it's just okay not to feel anything at all also. That's just fine. So everyone have got their own experiences with a certain process, and the idea is to be honest, and the idea is to continue to try to absorb or be available for the absorption. So there's no really issue about it. You're as good as everybody else who did have their own set of experiences with the cat or with anything else. So everyone is beautiful and unique. Yeah. Thank you so much for sharing. Yes, please.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I forgot when because it was not a short thing. But I forgot that at one point I felt like I felt the arms of the goddess, and then I turned around and like, oh.
She's got Durga behind her.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, hi. I thought that was very interesting, because it was like I almost felt them. It was like the arms were coming out of my body, and it's like, oh.
Yeah. So everyone can have their different experiences, or probably just a bland experience also all the time. So it can be anything. If you do it on a daily basis, you may not have any kind of mystical explosions happening to you. So it's just fine. But there is a silent stirring and a silent reformation and transformation happening inside. So if you are looking out for an experience, then basically your vision towards the process is very limited, I'd say that. So it's not an entertainment tool where you would have some kind of Kundalini explosion. It's just something that will keep moving inside you subtly and slowly and cause the inner shift. So everything is not corroborated with experience. So never think that an experience is corroboration to the fact that a practice is potent or not. You have to trust the practice. You have to trust the subtle level at which it's operating to cause the shift. I feel that. Let's not be chasers of some explosion entertainment here. Let's try to have some inner revolutions. That's what I feel. Anyways, thank you. It was really great. And I want to thank Jenny for this wonderful space that she has provided for all of us to connect. We can continue to do more work, we can have more different kind of sessions, not only just prayers or Shakti, but we can do different kind of things later. whenever we feel ready. Thank you
Yes.
very much. Thank you so much.
Where are you? Where are you in India, doctor?
I am in New Delhi. You are most welcome to come stay with me. We can do the processes. We can have fun.
I would love to. I'll be in Delhi in a week.
Oh, in a week. That's
I
Yeah.
will, yes. I would like to come and visit you and maybe
Yes.
be able to experience this on a little bit deeper level.
Yes,
And
yes.
learn from you.
Sure. Just
Awesome.
1 minute. I just want to stop the recording and we will speak more. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you very much. Shri Matre Namaha.
So great. I love that. It's really great.